Today's flight is a little unusual, having arrived yesterday from Birmingham on Qatar's 787, which doesn't have Q suite but is just as nice. We're travelling on the A320 to Abu Dhabi. However, it's listed as first class, which grants us access to the beautiful Safwa First Class lounge. Welcome back, this is part 3 of our trip to Doha Airport. Today we're here at the Bay, as you can see, and we're travelling in the A320 with Qatar in first class. It was seeming a bit off my game this morning. That's because I left the UK yesterday at 14:45. After arriving to Doha Airport at nearly midnight, having not slept at all, I made the most of my sudden adrenaline to tour the different Qatar lounges and visit the brand new and very green Orchard. A full comparison of all the lounges and the Orchard is available on the channel, or at the end of this one. In the meantime, here's a quick tour of the Safwa First Class lounge. It is of course an absolute dream and privilege to fly with Qatar in business class, but I've wanted to see the Safwa lounge for many years to stand in awe of possibly the tallest airport floor to ceiling water feature, and today is the day. Everything from the sheer height of the ceiling, the materials and the quiet calm was specific to make you feel like this is possibly the most opulent and richest place in the world. So I'm more than happy to tell you that was absolutely beautiful. A first class ticket from Doha to London, which will grant you access, can cost a staggering £4,000.
Oh my.
Did I pay that? Hell no. In fact, I only paid 10% of that. How did I do it? I'm going to share with you some not so well known travel hacks. Avios are spending fly-on miles and can be collected from flying a one-world airline, or spending on the American Express credit card. There are even some bonus websites from well-known retailers with up to 8 times Avios per pound. For today's journey from Birmingham to Abu Dhabi cost me 45,000 Avios and £351 in fees. Qatar wants to be the best, so to compete with other airlines, if you're travelling from Doha to one of the following destinations, although the product is business class, it's sold as first. This makes for those flying locally a much more luxurious experience. Enough chit chat, time to board the plane. Or so I thought. First class passengers are allowed to board within the lounge, which takes you down the lift to a private transfer. Unfortunately, the PC wouldn't allow the agent to check me in. With my poker face in play, I began a small panic, wondering if I'd ever board or make the flight to Abu Dhabi. A few frantic phone calls later, the gate agent was able to do it, and I was allowed to board, thank God. After what felt like forever to the furthest part of the airport, we turned right, parking next to this Airbus A320, of which Qatar has 28 with an average age of 11 years. There are other benefits of this flight being marketed as first class, but we'll get into those details momentarily. The plane was surprisingly quiet, with 12 seats in first class laid out in a 2-2 configuration, but there are only 3 passengers, and in economy, no more than 30 passengers on a plane capable of taking 144. Besides my welcome drink of water, this flight is marketed as first class, which brings improved meal offerings and this delightful welcome beverage, a Middle Eastern specialty tea with a date on the side, which was extremely warm, and I'd always say it's an acquired taste, but I like it, unlike the date which I'll take back for Brent. And with the plane pushing back, I've suddenly realised I haven't even told you about today's journey. How rude. Taking approximately 1 hour, which is barely enough time to eat or drink, especially when you factor in the takeoff and the landing, we're departing Doha at 8:15 AM, flying a tiny distance of 187 miles. I will continue the seat tour after the takeoff. It's hard to see from this distance, but all those wonderful architectural buildings you've seen on TV are in the far distance, and with that we begin to make a right towards Abu Dhabi. This is by no means Qatar's best product, but it's far superior to that of most European airlines, which use the same seats as economy, but with the middle seat locked out of use. With a pitch of 45 inches and a width of 21, the closest comparable product would be Premium Economy, which on British Airways is 38 inches and 18.5. This seat offers a lot of real estate and is also extremely comfortable. Think of those plush chairs your grandma has around her house. There's probably only about 20 minutes before we have to land, so it's a rush to show you the bathroom before the meal service. The toilet is extremely unexciting, but credit due, there were some really lovely amenities which are supplied by posh brand Diptyque. Otherwise, it's your standard grey and white bathroom. Back to the seat. The back of the seat in front features some pretty serious storage with 3 separate compartments. And the left armrest features a few controls to adjust your seat for comfort, but on such a short flight this isn't necessary. A handset on your right provides music, but there's no TV. And between you and your buddy is the headphone port, USB and a universal plug socket. For those passengers who either need or require a reading light or have extremely warm hair, fear not, there's an air nozzle and a light above. And now it's time for the meal service, which I regret to advise I managed to leave the menu on the plane. Blame the tiredness. Today's meal consists of fresh fruit, which includes dragon fruit, yum, a pastry which looks a little odd but was delicious, and a boiled egg with various fruits, a single olive and some brie cheese. Options also included a jam pot, don't know why, and this beauty fresh yoghurt. For a 20-minute meal service, the food was incredibly fresh and tasty, and I enjoyed the variety. The cabin crew were incredibly professional, charming and not robotic in conversation, as can sometimes be the case with Qatar. I even have 2 full windows to myself, what's not to like? And with that, we're beginning our approach to Abu Dhabi, and for today's conclusion I'll be narrating due to the strict rules of filming locally, and my laziness and being tired. This is not a high traffic route, so while it would be extremely lovely to have a Q Suite product or the A350, Qatar is still holding on to these slightly older planes for routes like this. For the 1 hour journey, Qatar can be completely forgiven. What really makes this route is the use of the first class lounge, which is absolutely stunning. Even the little details. I didn't manage to capture the tea being poured, but this is such an experience. My bad, but here's how it would have looked. Just ignore the fact that this is Emirates first class from Hong Kong to Bangkok. Nobody will notice. The crew were fantastic and the food was a nice surprise. They really do stock these short haul flights really well. Again, apologies for not having the menu. As we were landing, I suddenly realised that building opposite is in fact the brand new octopus shaped terminal, which sadly was mothballed. Abu Dhabi could really do with a new terminal. Let's hope they change their minds soon. I'm exhausted, so looking forward to my stay at Premier Inn before tomorrow's journey on connecting flights with Pegasus back home. It's going to be a very long day. Thank you for watching to the end. Thanks so much. Cheers guys. Bye bye.